Congratulations for taking the first step to solving your slow money blues. My name is Doug, retired U.S. Marine and two-time combat veteran turned entrepreneur at your service. Today's episode is Smart Money Rules. Man, we're going to have another dynamic show. I'm super excited about talking to you about smart money rules. If you have any questions, visit slowmoneyblues.com and click on Ask Doug, or submit your question on IG, Facebook, or Twitter using hashtag Slow Money Blues. I hope you're having an amazing day. We are. So just some quick show notes as we before we dive into the show. First of all, we are in season 5, and this is episode 6. So if you haven't listened to episodes 1 through 5, go ahead and listen to episodes 1 through 5. Also, you can listen to the year in review for the year ending in 2022. What are we going to be talking about today? That's an excellent question. 3 money rules that work 100% of the time. Now, of course, if you've been rocking with us for any amount of time, you know that we have 2 questions. It used to be 3 questions, but now we have only 2 questions. And the first question is this: did you do last week's homework? If you did not, it's okay, because you have an opportunity to do it starting today and right now. So what was the homework? Keep your love account full by making frequent deposits. Now, I will tell you that my love account stays full. Therefore, when I make withdrawals, I never receive insufficient funds. It always gives back more than what I put in. Did you say your morning mantra today? If you didn't, it's the perfect opportunity for you to go ahead and get wired up, fired up, and ready to go. Each week we say this, and I'm never going to take this segment out of the show. So let's say it together. Say, I, state your full name, take 100% responsibility and accountability for my decisions and actions. I refuse to blame others. If I do, I give away all of my power, authority, and power given to me by G-O-D, God. If that does not get you wired up, fired up, ready to go, and ready to attack the day, because the day will attack you if you don't attack it, then I don't know what to tell you. Actually, I do. Go and look in the mirror and say that 10 more times, and I promise you, you'll be ready to rock and roll. Today's sponsors always are Linky.com and BigNetDomain.com. So if you are a solopreneur, mompreneur, dadpreneur, event planner, if you are some type of promoter, some type of coordinator, or if you're selling a book, you're an author, and you want to get it out there to the masses, visit Linky.com. That's Linky.com. You get a free trial offer for 7 days, no credit card required. You get access to the entire platform, and it has all the bells and whistles. It hooks into all the major social media networks, and it is awesome. If you want to see an example of what it looks like, go to Linky.com/Slow Money Blues. Once again, that's Linky, spelled Linky.com, to get your free 7-day trial, free offer. Now, we are in 2023. I always do this. I love doing this. I'm looking at my calendar. Today is February the 21st, 2023. Yes, it is. Now, I know everybody probably already knows that. Depending on what time zone you're in, you might be in on the February 22nd. But here, where I'm at, it is the 21st of February. Would you believe if I told you that people are still suffering from a digital dilemma? Yep, people do not know how to create a website. They don't know how to do e-commerce. They don't know how to do email marketing. Well, if that's you, I have the perfect solution. Go on over there to my friends at BigNetDomain.com, where the net just got bigger, and pick yourself up a domain name. That's anything before .com, .us, .net, .123, .xyz, .anything, right? Pick yourself up a domain, and they're going to give you free hosting for 1 entire year. Also, if you need a virtual hosting or direct hosting, they have you covered. If you do cPanel or direct admin, they have you covered also. Now, if you need email marketing or e-commerce or a great website, they have you covered. They're open 365 days a year. They never close. Their tech support and their billing departments are always open, and they're planted right here in the good old United States of America. So go over to BigNetDomain.com. Upon checkout, when you purchase your domain name or website or whatever it is that you need from them, use promo code BIGNET and receive a 10% savings today. Stop suffering from a digital dilemma. Go over to bignetdomain.com and my friends will hook you up. I promise you that. When I was a kid growing up, I was always told to save. In fact, the word invest or investments never came up in my family. I never knew nothing about the stock market, certificates of deposit, which are CDs, money market accounts, or FOREX, which is foreign exchange. Only saving, saving, saving. Let's get personal. It's amazing that I'm financially independent. My investments create wealth for me every day. In 2023, many are still learning to save, making owners of banks and credit unions wealthy while they remain poor. That is an absolute bummer, right? Well, today we're talking about 3 money rules that work 100% of the time. Listen to what I'm telling you. I said at some point I was going to transition from talking about relationships, which are very, very important. Believe it or not, the statistic out there is true that most relationships, over half of them, particularly marriage relationships, end over finances, over money. And the reason that they do is because, one, they're not listening to my show today talking about 3 money rules that work 100% of the time. And I don't want you to be a casualty. I don't want you to be that 50% casualty because you and your spouse cannot figure out the money rules. So here is money rule number 1. Remember I told you when I was a kid, I never heard anything about investing or investments. I only heard about saving. Well, this is money rule number 1. Only invest. Now you may be saying, Doug, well, what is the best investment in the world? Well, I want you to take your smartphone out and I want you to take a selfie. And the best investment that you can make is in you. The best investment that you can make is in you. Now, we have this thing all across the globe called education. Education is nothing more than the dissemination of information. So it pays to get the right education, which is the right information. If someone said, okay, here are 2 vehicles right here. Here's vehicle 1, here's vehicle 2. Vehicle 1 says, I want you to put $1,000 into this account and it will pay you 5% APR. That's annual percentage rate, or APY, annual percentage yield. And then another over here in B, account B, it said you can put $1,000 over here and this will pay you 3% a week. Which one would you choose? Well, first of all, we've only been told about the APY or the APR in account A. Many of us have never ventured off or have ever learned about account B. Account A is your typical savings account, checking account, money market account. So we said checking, savings, money market account, or certificate of deposit. Typically, they require you to have some minimum balance to get that APR or APY. If you don't have that minimum deposit that they require, then chances are you're not going to get that. They're going to give you something even less than 5% or 4% or 3%. Can it get any worse? Of course it can. They can give you 1% or 0.5% or 1/4%. That's horrible. And over here in your Forex market, in your crypto Forex market, in your fiat Forex market, you can make just unlimited amounts of money with a little bit of training. Over in this account right here. In fact, we have become so sophisticated when it comes to trading that guess what? We can literally purchase what they call bots. Bots are nothing more than programs that teach, that you set into a trading platform that teaches you how to do automated trading. So you don't have to sit up all day and all night trying to do all the trading yourself. Before the bots came on the scene, we had these people called day traders. But guess what? Trading has been around forever. Now, so point number 1 was only invest And the biggest investment and the greatest investment that you can get that's going to give you the greatest ROI is always investing in yourself. And the best way to invest in yourself is to do what? Purchase the right education. Listen to the right people. Find out how wealthy people not only became wealthy, but how they maintain their wealth. That's point number one. Only invest in yourself, and only purchase education that helps you become more free, not wealthy, because money is simply a tool. Point number two of these 3 money rules that work 100% of the time: never, ever, ever save. You say, what do you mean never save? Okay, I'm gonna make it very, very practical for you. And I'll even use myself as an example. I have a checking account, right? And then I have an investment account. Did you hear what I just said? I said I have a checking account and I have an investment account with 2 different institutions. These 2 have nothing to do with one another. The investments is purely for investments. The checking is purely for taking care of my daily living expenses. Did you hear what I said? My checking account is used to pay for my daily living expenses. Well, what are some of those expenses? Food, clothing, shelter, transportation, and communication. And then my investment account is strictly for investing. Those accounts that I have, or that account that I have, I use that money to go out and get opportunities which make me more what? Money. And one literally has nothing to do with the other. The checking account is for what I call the overhead of life. Everyone has an overhead in life, and it's 5 things: food, clothing, shelter, transportation, communication. You need those things in the 21st century, right? And then investments, your investment account. But if you never learned or heard anything about an investment account, you wouldn't even know. So thank you so much for tuning in. Now, the reason that I say never save, it goes back to point number 1 where I said only invest. So today, I was doing some quick research, and I wanted to find out who is paying the best APR, annual percentage rate. Well, at the top of the list, and I'm going to just click over here for a quick second, I'm going to tell you, it was Capital One. Capital One says we will pay you 5% APY. There's no minimum deposit. This is the kicker. If you put $25,000 in this particular account, in 11 months, you will earn $1,143. Well, let's go down here and check out the second institution on here. It's called BMO. BMO says, guess what? Minimum deposit of $1,000. We're going to hold it for 1 year. And in 1 year, you're going to make $1,250, but you have to put $25,000 into this particular investment vehicle, which to me, it's really not an investment vehicle. It's just a glorified savings account, but they're going to hold your money for an entire year. Now I'm going to tell you, I'm just kind of pulling up something here real quick. If you were in the FOREX market, right, I'm going to tell you what could potentially happen. And I happen to be in the FOREX market, so this is why I'm telling you to never save. Let me get over here to this particular calculator right here. I'm looking for my FOREX calculator. Apologies, I should have had this pulled up before, but I have it up now, and I'm not showing this to you on my screen, but here's the deal. FOREX stays open 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. They're closed on all federal holidays and things of that nature, right? So if you put $25,000 into a FOREX and it was earning you 3% weekly, and not only that, it was compounded in 1 year, let me tell you exactly how much money you would actually make. And you can decide if you want to invest or if you want to save. You would make approximately $91,272.15. Sounds amazing, right? Vice making only $1,143 at 5% APY, or $1,250 5% APY with a minimum deposit of $1,000. So I ran all of these at the $25,000 minimum deposit, which is even more fascinating. So with the FOREX model, you can make obviously a lot more money. You can make your money earn a lot more for you. So Once again, this is why we talk about point number one, only invest. Point number two, when it comes to these 3 money rules that work 100% of the time, never save. And the reason that you never save is because you never maximize your earnings potential when you're saving money, but you are absolutely positively making banks a lot of money. Now, according to the Federal Reserve, right, and also the Federal Reserve, which oversees the entire money supply in the U.S., they have M1 money, which is your checking account, M2 money, which is your savings account. This money right here, or this organization, the FDIC, the way that it's structured is designed primarily, or the Federal Reserve is designed to control the money supply, which means they make all of the rules. In fact, we as individual citizens in America can never go and say, hey, look, I need you to lower the interest rates. No, they can raise the interest rates, lower the interest rates, and introduce new policies that can affect everybody from your retirement accounts, that's your 401ks, your 403bs, your traditional, your Roth. They make all of the rules for all types of money. And this is what's even more amazing. This is why I say never save. If you have a retirement account, if you have a traditional retirement account, if you have a 401k, if you have a Roth, or if you have a traditional IRA, when you put money into that account, you cannot take that money out of that account without a penalty until you're at least 59 and a half years old. If you take the money out, they're going to penalize you, right? Now, there's certain instances where you can actually access the money and it not be penalized. But for the most part, it's all about holding your money so they can make money. So imagine this. I just told you that I am in a vehicle. I'm in a couple of vehicles, and they pay me quite handsomely and on a weekly basis, right? Now, if I'm doing this, do you think that your credit union and your bank is actually investing in the Forex market? They absolutely are. In fact, they're raking in the dough. They're bringing in billions and billions of dollars using your money that you put into a checking account, a savings account, a money market account, and a certificate of deposit. And this is the kicker about your money markets and your certificate of deposit. If you decide you want to withdraw that money early, one, you're not going to be able to take any of the money that you earned on that money, and your chances are you're going to be penalized. Well, guess what? In the Forex market, it doesn't work that way. In fact, you're not penalized. You're just penalized if you don't know how to execute trades, which, oh, by the way, like I said, all of this stuff that I'm in right now, it's all automated and it's working awesome. Yes, it is. So point number one, only invest. Point number two, never, ever save. Because when you save, you make other people rich and you make yourself poor. Last point. Build a tribe. You say, Dad, what do you mean talking about build a tribe? Well, they say this, have a little saying, sharing is caring. And typically when I come across some great information, a great investment opportunity, I share it with people, right? And in doing so, I've been able to build, a tribe. And basically, I become people's trusted advisor when it comes to building wealth and then also maintaining wealth. Now, I did not do this by myself. I got connected with people that do the exact same thing. It's like we create this 360-degree circle, right? And I can always go to any of my mentors, right, which are all wealthy, and they just simply say, hey, look, this is what I'm doing right now, or here's an opportunity, or here's an opportunity right here. Here's the investment, and this is what it's going to pay us on a weekly, on a monthly, on an annual basis, on a daily basis, right? And it's really, really powerful, right? So I would say not only do you want to build your tribe, right, but also get connected with tribes that are just winning in this space, and they have literally cracked the money code. They have literally created rules that work 100% of the time. And I just gave you 3 rules, right? But if you don't remember any of the rules that I just talked about, which, oh, by the way, this episode will drop on all platforms tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you don't remember any of the rules that I have shared with you today, remember this one rule: only invest. Only invest. And who are you supposed to invest in? You. And how do you invest in yourself? By getting the right education that helps you secure and get more freedom each and every day of your life. Now, you may be asking yourself, what's the major takeaway? Another great question. Don't ever, I'm going to say this again. I'm going to say it 2 more times. Don't ever, last time, don't ever listen to poor or broke people for wealth advice. That would be the equivalent of me having back pain and going to see a financial advisor. The financial advisor is going to look at me and say, I'm not a doctor. And I'm going to continue to ask him for advice, and he's going to continue, or she's going to continue to say, I'm not a doctor, but I keep going back to them. And he says, or she says, I'm not a doctor. Do you follow what I'm saying? So often we ask the wrong people for advice, knowing full well they can't give us the solution to our problem. So for this particular episode, don't ever listen to poor or broke people for wealth advice. What is your homework? It's super duper easy. Stop saving and start investing. Man, this has been an awesome show. Until next time, I want you to continue to build, launch, and grow your own personal freedom success system. And I will see you next week. Bye.